Carly Agra joins you on the desk now, and that means it's time for our first look at sports. Carly, we talked about it a little bit off the top, but I know you used to play soccer pretty competitively. I'm wondering if you remember the time in your life when you were a kid and you decided, yeah, I really want to do that. Was there someone you looked up to?
Yeah, you know what? I used to always follow Brianna Scurry. She was actually the American goalkeeper for the women's national team for the States, but I saw her and what she did, and I was like, I remember thinking one day, I can do that. I mean, I didn't quite get to that level, but
I still think there's a moment in a lot of kids' lives that become those athletes that they can really recognize that, oh, I want to be that person. You know?
Yeah, and I think when it comes to curling, that has certainly been the case these days for a lot of young people, especially in our region. Well, with all of the success that our Canadian curling rinks have had on the world stage this year, the future of the sport is looking bright. As Aaron Streck reports, closer to home, curling is becoming popular amongst a group of grade 4 and 5 students.
There may be a few spills and falls, but these 16 Father Gorman students don't seem to mind picking themselves off the pebbled ice after school.
I love it. I love to see the excitement in their face, and I encourage them to get excited. I'm a little bit of an animated person myself, so the more they scream and shout, "Hurry hard," the better it is for me.
To throw a rock and to see that they can actually throw the rock to the other end and see them practice sweeping, it's pretty neat to see them learn something new.
The grade 4 and 5 students might be on their way to becoming the next Kevin Martin or Amber Holland, but right now they are involved in the Learn to Be a Little Rocker program.
They can curl from that age right up until 94. Now you have a really strong grouping of seniors in the Lloydminster Curling Club, and those that can't bend anymore, they use sticks. It's just a great lifelong sport.
The program introduces the kids to the sport while tying it into their studies.
The basics of curling, the understanding of the sport, to know the difference between an in-turn and an out-turn, a take-out and a draw, and a little bit of the physics of the game, because there is physics involved and math, and try and tie it all into their school units.
A couple members of this year's gold medal winning high school provincial mixed team are helping to teach the kids.
They're good mentors and they're role models for the young students. They can see that, you know what, curling can be cool and curling can be done at a young age, and then they can carry on through the high school.
As for the kids' reactions to the sport,
is it harder than it looks?
No. Sometimes. For some of the things, like throwing the rock, is harder than it looked.
Sometimes when I fall.
As I found out, it is harder than it looks. Aaron Streck, Newcap Sports.
I'm still laughing from watching Streck try and curl. All right, well, today in Denmark, Amber Holland and the rest of the little chrono rink that could proved once again they can throw against the best. Holland curled an impressive 95% success rate against the Czech Republic today to win 7-4 and even her team's record out at 3-3. And later on this afternoon, Canada was looking to improve that record to 4-3 against Patty Link and the Americans. With 2 wins today, Holland and her team made it happen. They extended their winning streak to 3 games. The Canadians handed the Americans a 9-6 loss and are now in a 4-way tie with China, Denmark, and Russia for 3rd in the overall standings. The ladies will try and make it 4 in a row tomorrow against their next test, which comes against Switzerland, who are currently sitting in 2nd place. And one more note before I say goodbye from my first segment. Canada is among 6 cities bidding to replace Japan as the host of this year's Figure Skating World Championships. Skate Canada has suggested holding the event in Vancouver. The other countries vying for the event are Russia, the U.S., Finland, Croatia, and Austria. A vote will be held tomorrow or Thursday on the winning bid. That is your first look at sports.